boss akwa next saying.
Charlie, I've been missing in action.
Too much.
Almost all the stations were complaining.
Yeah.
Juma, Akwantu, Accra, and then lots of work. But I'm back. I'm back the whole of November and December.
Fantastic. Yeah, film so. Me just the Minerals Commission boko.
Oh, everything is okay.
But a lot has happened over the last 2 months, and so a lot. And some are so papa. In the air, they say yetimienya will studio her. But I think sir, one key issue, the latest mineral resource at Ghana I discover, which is lithium. And Ghana for are well versed in gold, manganese, diamond, in recently oil. Bebrina, I think lithium something new to them. It be granted word lithium nimpo eda. Into my background kakra, in him say an anona minister sign a lease yedema company on Bababe to lithium Ghana. In the background, it is a lithium near there. How did it come? Then a Ghana and all of that.
And then Mami apologizing to the general public because people were expecting me here every Thursday, but I've been missing in action for like 2 months.
Sure.
But so me, my back full swing. Obi. Me ba studio and me be discuss green minerals. Obekaya.
I remember.
Green minerals and energy transitional minerals.
Sure.
And technology minerals and critical minerals. And I may share my boss. So I might share will come out fully.
Oh, nice.
Before that, nine himself Uko Akrobi the aware in Fantiman municipality. Na Australian company be from Atlantic Lithium, but company na Ghana kita licenses from Barari,
and a Ghanaian company.
And that's the name of company now. Omode shares here. Still Barari. In Australia, no majority shareholder, parent company. That are prospecting. I did almost start here. Initially reconnaissance license on Benya prospecting there. 2018 in a matter of 5-6 years. Omukremusa Beka Potokasa English Kasamu geological investigation.
Yes.
So within the last 5-6 years, Omabokabe $50 million.
From prospecting to this stage.
Yes. Obi prospecting, and exploration, and I hope I say a catchy.
Sure.
5% chance of success. Okay, now I'm here. And Kofu baby, I quite post don't and they go away.
Now,
Usikanashi, we don't refund. By any data, Accra into Bibana over to us.
Okay.
Into originally, no license, Barari company, no Ghana need here.
Oh,
yes. Ghana need here.
FM.
But on say more prospecting license. I saw your baby work program. As a mere say more appointment letter whether it is part-time and I put on you have your duties.
Sure.
Time obey program or I did put in obey here. Obi biara ever more prospecting lines. In fact, Russia for prospecting lines is an exploration near my meaning so one. Your favorite big web program containing near my geological investigation. The exact ejuma okoye human okoye so be drilling you back of our bonu be no the call lab all those and say what trouble minerals commission here G2 afin so scan out the be yen so anya sika kitwa nti there common practice the whole world say obi kofa license or the obi bebem as ebiani business partner ebi oni scan nti there are two ways either so this can be man now ejuma now aje share and now say Uba ko ejuma no nti wo ejuma no e kana obo no na odi dilute no nti be onu betumi an hye say o chale ade we be $10 million nti utumi spending $10 million in area e be amema 50% 40% and 80 and bibisa normal practice o baby Into also unfunny discover only shame no more shame this up and downs eventually bear 2 or so years ago no more year almost say oh I didn't know how fine.
Okay.
Now oh yeah prospecting you do baby now mineral now you will be a friend of feasibility study.
Okay.
So what coin says is over to me go G mining lease crater more coins over to me to mineral now into obey feasibility about minerals commission my main church feasibility and one say simple language oh my home do say quality tonnage say a grade say
yes
may using method way be a method underground and surface and I may use be a method underground in surface and I may surface do baby a quasi a may underground environmental impact say ni say wow sunny man in front of feasibility be costing me say wow me funny per say
sure
okay odi bani ejitu ma na ya ma mining lease ya be twa ma minister nti omodi ba no ye hwe ni say no ade we nya ade say ye ye no normal no say o ye be mo normal lease na sa 5% royalty ni normal ti say obi a go dey see there bi because ade ni ye de papa so eventually that time so now lithium wow lithium cobalt manganese when you are critical minerals the batteries abanso minister the big call cabinet moment approve I say no about lithium ni this green minerals be treating differently wow sika sem ombe wa ha mo fan kwa outside ni sane mani nya nti nam so na ye no mo ye nhihye nti aban no mo wie negotiation ye wie
okay
na Fantima municipality. Awoya and other villages, but the way are not the main village. Obi ne adeba koya me yapa, and it's not just about mining. Subai, I see it in all facets of life. Menim gentia abai ana bibi ba outer.
Yes.
In conform to me in two mobona, ebi onko share document in agreement and akata answer. Last time now minister exactly 2 weeks near and minister a sign short ceremony sure. Me meaning bibia because I've been in the trench. I don't know how you say in the bibia free minerals commission as I call minister
okay
but obi metie commentary now conform also including people who should know better even some expert fine it's not for me to doubt their credibility
sure
but obi so far, everybody or expert or think that are commenting on the agreement, you know, might realize one fundamental problem because meaning. I'm not saying that only quite so to me criticize and now to me so we could have done better yes. And one happy so. But if I listen to all of them now, one thing stands out clearly: they have not read the agreement. All of them, everybody that has commented on this, including some of the think tanks and some of prospectors and all those things. One, they have not read the agreement proper.
Is it available?
It's available. And that's public knowledge. May say that maybe to your website.
Okay.
And then may advert will be that's number 1. 2. Even the basic geological report on Ejuma company website, you know, which is even available with the file, no. People have not read it.
But how can I better website? Why do you blame people?
No.
For not reading.
No, but you see, say we are a research company. And I think time is an Institute of Economic Affairs. Sure. They've come out with some response. May respond. I know them. Obi, what stops you from calling the Minerals Commission and say, oh, can I get a copy of the agreement that was signed by government? And actual freedom of information. I want some basic information about yeah. And then many of them took excerpts of ministers, some now and
they ran with that.
And then they ran with it. Wow. And I find it problematic for people who are like experts and conform with your research. Wow. So for example, I'm not condemning, I heard Dr. John Kwachi. So yes, I need colonial agreements. But I want to ask him whether he read the agreement. And now he was basing his analysis on their minister whether he has even seen the geological information, basic one, which is even available on the company's website. I doubt, because you see, me to me, wow, it's like a doctor. Who the report be man and a medical report be man know who he can see that no, the lab report was not done properly. And a recommendation a doctor man wrong. And I be visa and one year analysis. Me to me never be a basic.
Yes.
Because I have been involved in this whole thing. You know, from if you like, I'm in to Zinabu. Into your analysis, you are me to say, no, you have not read the thing. But that is why we are here. Okay? The whole of this November, maybe I call December, I will spend my time on this contract and all those things. Okay? Even say last, just this Monday, 4 days ago, I think my minister issued a press statement. Say, and you know, in conformable starting construction. Ebumusi lease no can ratify, but all those may clarify. That's why we are here.
Okay.
But by and large, a lot of people have not read, and they are just basing on minister summary now. Yeah, you know, so you are negotiating A, B, C, D. So may take me time, much. So in a nutshell, that is it. Your government among the first
mining lease.
Lease, you know, say your mouth to me say. Subject to other requirements, so my boss.
Sure.
Oh, to me, I'll see mine. I took
a two mineral.
Yes, so that's the first one. Yeah, lease, no. Now, till you and Sunny about times, so no, the whole of November,
sure.
2. ASEMPA minister or the lease no call parliament for ratification and a constitutional requirement.
That has not been done.
Oh, yeah, and I 2 weeks here now or signing. I feel all the parliament on mobile recess. I feel no maba. It is a brief, no, they call parliament. So government lease away for lithium. Into or the bar parliament for
no more ratify
for ratification. Yeah, into then and for you by early next year, basically mine. Into a ratification, a constitutional requirement. Wow, ratification, only ratification, and you're valid.
Yes.
Into the back.
Yes.
You better prepare brief, be no their call. I'm sure within this window. That's number 1. So lease first, ratification. The third one, somewhere EPA permit.
Sure.
Environmental process. You better scoping study, public hearing, impact no, and then all those things, publication. Obi Ghana and you be team. Oh, I have maintained to my opinion and visa. Wow. They will have to go to the environmental permitting process. Quite detailed thing. EP in a wow. Yeah, it could take 2-3 or so months, but even public hearing could take it time because they will do publication on the 2 paper. Then people will have access to the report. They will read it. All those things somewhere. Wow. You see, lease have to be ratified. So that number 1, the lease has been granted. Next, ratification by Parliament. They have to do EP. EP now. EP for issue environmental permitter. Then they will come back to Minerals Commission for Chief Inspector of Mines, operating permit. Wow, operating permit. You more operating permit. Yes, our construction permit. Yes. Now, say who could land title crowd? You just get up and build. Say so do plan call. Is it me? I say me no mama approve plan. Bibia no mama quite. No start here, no more down produce permits. Only be yes, they have the right to pull it down. Into all these authorizations, approval requirements, you know, they will have to go through them. We are now in November. I think Yasha is here. So November, December, maybe by early next year or so, no, they will have to get all these things before construction of the mine can begin. Other than that, for now, no. Still, because normally prospecting doesn't end because you have a mining lease. They will keep prospecting. Yes, Uncle Boasi, 1897. Ujai prospecting. Ubonso, Utua, Dube, as a Wagu and Starlets, Starlight.
Sure.
How will you build your national team?
But in practice, no.
So that is
which one comes first? The minister signing the lease agreement.
And then all the call Parliament.
No, and I make her say, should Parliament look at it first and send a minister not sign?
No, the minister will have to sign and take a signed document. That's sound to me, in fact, draft in call Parliament.
But that would also be putting the card before the horse.
Well, if Parliament decide to reject it, that's fine. They have that power. What about that?
Okay.
Nasek Minister for Finance or prepare budget to be discussing. Now assigning now their call parliament. Parliament can say no, they can say yes. It's up to us to convince them. You don't take drafts of documents to parliament. There be wow, you have to take a proper documentation. What the call cabinet, Yama approval. Now they watch now they are called speaker. Well, refer crime committee of select committee of mines and energy. No, my friend minister, finance commission will be almost 2 months. Will be on then they will go through discuss after that. Normal you report to the main parliament. Normal discuss it. Okay. Then they will have to approve it or reject it. So
it's good. So
I say World Bank loan cry. I bet me reject it.
Absolutely.
That is it.
Yes, how do you go through that process?
Very important.
But I think that the most critical issue
terms, you know.
The terms of this
agreement. So
the terms of the
agreement. We're taking one after the other. So me discussing Yamabe 4, 5, 6. 1. Offer agreements no pa the physical terms. Like royalty, tax in
yes.
Ahimpa nyebenya. Near they compare other countries. Near they compare the traditional good ni box at ye all these years and go and nyashi. So I'll start the fiscal elements or terms, royalty, corporate tax, all those things I am negotiating and me we are not swift as my boss.
Sure.
Here we are discussing what is the interest of the state in the whole project. State, you've had state participation.
Yes.
Me discussing what are the other things available to Ghanaians. They say you and I. Wouldn't say me but maybe drive me say on list.
Yes.
I came here maybe discussing say we are for on list. Until very soon you have to get ready and go and buy shares. Now say everything is owned by foreigners. Somebody call raw. So I'll discuss the financial aspect of it, the receipts potentially that we'll get. May discuss it, state and Ghanaian participation. Ninya then listing. Over to me the way car together on a local content.
Yes.
And then hydrogen power, which I've always admitted here, say as a nation and even Africa, we've not done very well. Is value addition.
Value addition.
Are we going to take it out raw? Like say the air box side. Nancy Kra. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, front page.
Sure.
Ghana manganese is owned by a refinery. They are coming to refine, add value to the manganese, or which all these decades we've taken out.
Before we about our terms now, we'll lay out.
Take the time.
My most frequently asked questions by me, you know.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
Life of some mine, we know, how many years?
First, according to report on the Amaya, 12 years.
12 years.
It means that if they don't do anything by way of continuous exploration to add to the reserves, maybe roughly 12 years.
Okay.
Then it's over.
Now I over.
And if you are one share now price, confirm too much. For example, gold price is here very high.
Yeah.
Gold price a drop if you are $800. But say gold price a $2,000. Gold price drop $800, $700 announces here. Mines will be very close down. And they will put it under care and maintenance.
In your moment, you need 12 years. And
12
I think
years
that information is corroborated on our website.
Yes,
is a 12 year life of mine. But one other critical thing, I think, I don't know.
It could end up 20, 40, 50 years.
Okay.
Depending
based on further exploration. Yes. Very well. The capital
before
cost.
That, Mao example.
Okay.
It company with
Chirano mines.
Now me a young girl Minerals Commission on at least 15 years. 750,000 ounces. That was their reserves.
Okay.
Now I think it's about 17, 18 years. They are still mining.
They are still there.
Yeah, now one continuous exploration. So you only add to life of man. We are more in situation.
Okay.
Into almost environmental permit, almost ratification. The other approvals, still almost exploration.
I think sir frequently asked question would help us dovetail into other terms now.
12 years.
In 12 years. The other issue of the capital cost for this whole project. I see on their website capital cost as $185 million. My point as a lay person is and I know Opashna will say Ghanaians ebe command the height of industry, any business in mining near the $185 million. Did we have to get an Australian company?
Yeah, bonds. I mean, you say I don't know whether they're right. Okay, in some way, what?
In some way.
Donation for funeral.
Yes.
Obi, me come rara near contribution. I bet me on But I met some rich people, a group of friends.
Okay.
Me no mudi come catch say, hey, mo first camera near fan koshe mining. They are very good property. For prospecting lines, I'm very way.
Sure.
And I'm say what is the return? So prospecting there in shame. Chance in the so 5% chances of success. Now maybe $3-4 million. When I say no, we don't need all the $4 million per coupe. ABR every quarter now be 200,000, 300,000 because PTU trenching na do drilling na what the samples we call lab we for all those things. What do you catch me? Oh, maybe $2-3 million got talk as I say, and I'm got one of these rooms for Cantonment in Labonia every month. You see, that is the kind of mentality you have.
But you don't blame them, do you?
No, I don't. But I'm doing the public education here, so if like a floating shares one got talk, don't come and tell me say Triana Abrofono now I'm going to register stock exchange. Chicago stock exchange on the room. They don't even know where Ghana is. Now I call it $3 million, 500,000. Oh, stock exchange. No, they are baha. Abe ye, and she shame. Uti also risky. You understand that? And you ask people to come and invest in it. They say, oh, they be they call real estate. They do scout when you be hiding and all those things. Then you sit there and say that what? Yeah. Foreigners are owning a resource. Okay, $50 million. That is the money they spend on
for the exploration.
All these years.
But would that amount be part of this capital cost?
There be
185 years separate.
There be 185. I mean,
okay.
You see, we have to change our mentality. But it will take education like this to let people know. Say, a dear way, buy a pescado to quick money. He doesn't understand why he can spend 2-3 million, 5 million. Hey, now we who and now going. What happens? Oh, my main fan call resi, main fan call farms, and I be visa. Wow. We need to change our mentality. Now, this 185 million is the cost of establishing the mine.
Yes.
Processing plant, down BC, near here to build the mine. Then your mine proper. I'm be 1,000.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Direct employment.
1,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Most of them engineers. Hey, when I make now no room for sociologists, archaeologists,
we engineers.
Oh, now into more human, mining engineering.
Chance na bama.
Oh, chance na bama.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, they are going to employ them. They are going to employ a lot of mining engineers and engineers. Wow. Yes, they really started hiring 1 or 2 key people to start positioning their place. So this is it. So one of the things Minas Commission said 185 way. Only the breakdown number. How much are you going to spend? And I mean, if you are contract mining, all those things. And I said, yes, look, if possible, and you be all the 185, you know, and now more the better. Either say be or Ghana, and now Ghana in the back of Faba, the ones that we cannot get.
Sure.
We don't a contract for fuel.
Okay.
We a contract for catering. Okay. And all those things. When you are preserved for Ghanaians,
yeah.
Wow, and you jumpy, we didn't get a good deal. So that is a 185 million. The cost of building
the mine.
The mine. It may go up. It be a capital inflation in the
immediate 185 neka 50 million for exploration. We are looking at so far 230 million. 250 million.
Now, according to the current data, payback. Bruni say payback.
Yes.
As a old you seek a share business, capital back 1.5 years.
For this mine?
Yes. Based on current data, but most likely, assuming that the mine was ready today, it could be less than that because of the price of the lithium. Are falling serious.
In a year and a half, they can recoup the 250 million.
250 million. But they first say one thing about exploration is that you seek a shame now. One who be an alcohol.
Yes.
Government will not pay.
That's true.
But the moment you make a commercial fine, who mineral now. A kind of abonning so we have the data.
Yes.
So every quarter be exploration, all the reports in the Minerals Commission. Wow, and we check whether one, Ejumano,
yes.
two, whether they are spending the money. We check all those things.
But lawyer, if in a year and a half they can recoup 250 million, that's a life of them.
It could be shorter.
Yeah, it could be shorter.
I mean, it could be 1 year or even less than 1 year if the price is good.
Fantastic.
Price, but basically, also calculation on we use here,
yes.
Almost 1.5 years, roughly.
Okay. In the say, I found say 1 year for the purposes of this argument. Life of the mine year 12 years. First year, 250 million. Every other year, so when even 200 million, 200, all that will become profit to them, right?
No, sir.
No, sir, omo capital cost.
No, take capital cost,
every recurring expenditure.
Only recurring expenditure. Untia light. Untia salary. Eh?
Yeah, but it will still
the 1,000 people you'll be hiring, you'll be paying them.
You'll be paying them.
Accommodation be see bungalows. No cry be contract. They will have to house all those people.
Yeah, but and also will strengthen or more arguments.
Tobo. Okay. I don't want you to behave like them.
No, sir. I asked you, and so you.
Yes. So the best is that let us go through the terms, one after the other.
Very well.
After that, then all these questions from Aminatu to Zinabu, we will answer it.
Very well.
It's Yemfa, one out of the 6-7 key areas now may discuss. Missing November, Yawaha. In the month for TSA, we no more agreement now. They can come and challenge us.
Okay.
Obi, number one, let's look at the physical aspects. Sika Semyen can answer. Okay?
Yes.
One, royalty. Royalty, yeah, the man mean the owner of the resource.
Sure.
That is Ghanaian.
Sure.
Republic.
Sure.
Obi. Current royalty. Ghana, yeah, can say 5%. Yeah, Giomo 10%.
Okay.
Now, Obi, there now, who do you want to? You compare.
Yeah. Benchmarking.
Yes, they said that Germany, compare business, compare UK, Italy,
sure.
That kind of thing.
Sure.
Obi, it is very important. Certain contests are very important for analysis. Obi, you can say
yes.
3 countries, only 3 countries have almost about 70% of the world's reserves for lithium. Country means Chile, Bolivia, and Argentina. Baby, borders one. Lithium triangle. Just 3 countries. And a lithium typically two main ways. Mainly two. We see mainly 2. Woman said this in so dissolved salt. Now what pumping so now by surface and then you put in evaporation ponds. And then 18 to 24 months now processing almost in the desert there. Chile. Chile alone has about 40% of the world's reserves. So I call them the Saudi Arabia of lithium.
Okay.
Into their Chile, but you want to maintain your small size one. The same thing, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia single-handedly can alter the price of oil in the world. Are you aware?
That's true.
They are the only country that have what we call, by the way, I'm also a petroleum lawyer.
Oh, okay.
That can alter the price of oil. If Saudi Arabia announced today, say, we are withdrawing 2 million barrels from the market, you see what will happen to oil price.
Sure.
Almost number 10 million barrels a day. Into the almost Nigeria to me, Nigeria is producing what is it over 1 million barrels a day? Yeah, as compared to 2 200,000 barrels a day. 200,000. So certain decisions Nigeria can make because of what they produce, their geology and their history. Ghana, they've been starting oil. Into who comparison, I have to understand it in context. To mean and things say, because Chile and Bolivia are doing this, you must also do the same thing. You don't have the same reserves.
Yeah.
Okay? Take me my explanation so that people can argue properly. Take platinum group of metals. About 80% of the world's reserves is in South Africa alone. Zimbabwe is the second, the country with the second largest reserves. In Zimbabwe and South Africa, they control over 80% of the world's reserves for platinum. They can decide and say, look, if South Africa decide, and then Meshati lithium, platinum mines down and all those, it can have a serious impact on.
Sure.
On price. The same goes for chromite or chrome and then those things. So don't just assume country is doing this, so
you can also
do the same. You need, and then I want to underscore this. The more geologically endowed you are, the more, listen carefully, if you the more geologically endowed you are, the tougher your fiscal regime. I don't know what over to me block.
Sure.
Do you understand? That is what I want you to know. So you did 10%. Now let me do the comparison. Okay, who are the major lithium producers in Africa? Mali. Mali, almost project, you almost from Gulamina. And you're 3 times the size of a warrior.
Okay.
Mali royalty. My year recent mature Mali was royalty 6%.
6%, okay.
Okay? They have a far bigger reserves than us. Bigger. Just one project, Gulamina. Ombe 500,000 tons. Okay? Stage 1. By the they will become the first lithium mine in West Africa, not a warrior. And then stage 2, it will take them to about 800,000.
And
6%. Oh, yeah, then 360.
360,000.
So they will be doing close to 1 million, almost 3 times our own. Their royalty is 6%. Zimbabwe has the largest reserves of lithium in Africa, and number 6 in the world. Zimbabwe royalty is 5%. Australia, that produces almost half of the world's lithium, royalty is 5%. UTA. That is it. Ghana 10%. Into royalty outside the rate for Chile. Chile, April when I pass a law, they have a rate between 8 and 24%. Omomu is a margin, so they can charge anything between 8 and 24 based on the margin. Obi, let me underscore. Don't tell me we should have gone a Chilean way. Chile has 40%. One country, the whole world's reserves of lithium. So offer royalty alone outside Chile, our own is the highest in the world.
But so offer broken.
This is just one. The train main call baby where the comedies. Yeah, should film at Titi never can say comedies. Because we are train say mebo value addition ya mebo so. Ninya agreement, you know.
We'll deal with all of them.
So royalty like this, what we have negotiated is a killer. Inti bibi sana we donation say mo man pay more yeah. If you take out Chile, which I'm saying that controls for these things are available, controls quite about 40% of the world's reserves.
But I can also argue. I can also argue, lawyer say so. Ocean Mali, oh boy, 6%. 6% of output 3 times ours. 10% of what? And 6% of what?
Wait, the same thing. Okay. When you sell the what do you call it, the mineral, that is it. You pay, then it's tax deductible. But it's on revenue. That's it. And royalty is not sensitive to profit. Obi, Gulamina, Mali for reserves for Ghana. Me catch a buy say yenji royalty 20%. Yeah, and if Ghana has the if it was comparable to Gulamina in Mali, Gulamina, the deposit of lithium in Gulamina, but 20%.
Really?
Yes, but a third of what you have, and you work 6%. So that is just royalty, fiscal regime 1. Final 2 in China. Number 2, Obi. You see, we have to put community first. You are negotiating 1% of revenue every year for the life of the mine. Every year, be almost revenue 1%. You give it to the community. They will set up a community development fund. You are developing framework, no. Obi me a calculation, I say wow, maybe sa infantiman municipal MC, you know. Maybe some common fund ya. Okay, me say 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Common fund, which is over 80-90% of the revenue. 1%, who use current price over $6 million, which will go to about 8 communities.
1%.
So this is the first time we have formally, if you like, legislated on
something going to a community resource.
Almost CSR corporate response, social response, and by force. By the air, and team tax. And then, if rules now, go through see and road, tackle also free.
That be free.
Tax deductible.
Sure.
We are the only country in Africa, and I'm saying this proudly, but it's very bad. Say, we don't have any law on community development agreement. Starting with this one. Uko Tanzania, their community development agreement is 1%. So Angogo Ashanti, Gita Mines, almost 1%. Okay, so they can trust for pesos. New Motafo Foundation over 70 communities. Only 1% profit. So it means if they don't declare profit, they don't pay. So 1% profit, and then they also add for every ounce of gold they sell, they put aside $1. If you like, calculate 1% profit, which they may or they may not declare profit, and then $1 of every ounce they sell, and then a gold here more than 1900. Udi Boma and you do 1% of revenue, the money is the difference no sudodo. So that is going to go to the community. Yeah, that is it. It's the highest in Ghana. ASEMPA. Almost all the ones you are doing who calculate and do even 0.5%. So that is one. Third one, fair BB growth and stabilization levy.
It will end with the third one. Now the last three.
Maybe Kakrebe count growth and stabilization levy. It was passed by Parliament this April.
Okay.
1% revenue. You can't deduct it. It's not tax deductible. Into Utonwa 1%. Pam. Wait here, my government. Into the GSC, growth and stability levy, stabilization levy. Effectively, royalty is 11%.
11%.
Royalty 10. GSL 1 11 1% to community. Do you understand that? So udi GSL no ka royalty no one. Effectively royalty is 11%. We come to still on the fiscal elements. Then they have other ones like then corporate income tax 35%, Mali 30. Okay, Mali 30%. Now I've just told you, say payback period is 1.5 years. Okay, but even they'll start paying tax because project in here they do. Then yamba ownership. Share ben abawo. The law says 10%.
Are carried interest?
Yes, free untia.
Yes.
Government you're now 13%. You're negotiating 13%. This is 13% for the Republic. Now apart from that, MIF. Which is
Minerals Income Investment
Fund. Which is the sovereign wealth fund for mining. Omaji 9%. That one they pay for it, but it was a good deal. They bought it at the time the share price was not looking so good. It is 6% locally, and they were Australian Stock Exchange. Omaji 3% into the 6 no crack 13 where 19. Into government alone is 19%. Made up of 13% free, which you are not paying for, and then the 6% that we paid for. Now, sir, you see,
but you heard the claim, sir, MIF negotiated a bad deal.
Who said that?
In terms of how much they paid for the 9%.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Because if you compare how much they paid,
he will come. Obi, I'm saying people have not read the documents. Obi, let anybody in this Ghana seek a man 30 million. Call in right now and say outside Minerals Commission, perhaps cabinet and ministry that discuss this. They have read the entire agreement or contract cover to cover from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. On what basis are you making your analysis? Have you seen? And we are in an era of transparency. Okay, on what basis are they saying that? If you say MIF says they are paying 32 million, okay,
yes,
for 9% or whatever. Have you seen the agreement? Have you read it? Go and read the agreement and come and sit down, and then we can make arguments. People have not read the agreement. Okay, people have not read the agreement, and the some of them are think tanks or research. And then they rush and came out. I don't know whether I'm feeling say Otale, but it is wrong. I have read the commentary of Institute of Economic Affairs and ASEMPA, and I was very surprised. They were saying why should we do first come first serve in the award of mineral rights? But it should be competitive bidding. Obi, Opa. Zone the whole of Ghana into blocks and say, these are lithium blocks. I'm going Obiamba for bidding. Obiamba, data no way. Where are you going to get the data? You don't have data there. Who is coming to bid and pay what on it? Okay, who is coming to bid if you don't have data? And I came and said this in this studio here. Obi 1989, and you legalized small scale mining. That's about 37 years ago, or thereabout. 1989 or thereabout. Small scale gold, okay, in Chichina. That time 5 regions: Asante, Eastern, Central, Western, and Aboga, Upper East. Bear 50 to 100,000 penny. And that time, you know, every year, Biana Minerals Commission year recommendation say, Mama Sikanian from my geological survey, no more shame. So that all these areas, you know, will pass them out for small scale. Obi, yeah, tell us to someone, and the thing has now moved from where 5 regions to 13 of the 16 regions in Ghana for small scale gold, supporting 3 million livelihoods. You think you can resolve it overnight? Okay. Fortunately, this year, okay, budget they are going to put money in it for geological investigation. So people have not read the agreement. I'm going to put it on the website of Minerals Commission, and then they can write. We'll give it to them. So on what basis are you saying that MIF negotiated a bad deal? They have not read it. Dr. John Kwachi, Institute of BBB Affairs, also why are we negotiating colonial documents between me and you? I don't even know him, but I've been seeing on telly. He has not read the agreement. Dr. John Kwati has not got the agreement. I'll make it available for him. Uncle Radio Brand debate. Now, outside Chile, who has 10% royalty? Nobody has that. So these are the physical elements. Okay? Next week, I'll come and discuss value addition.
Value addition, yes.
I'll come and discuss the listing on the stock exchange. So people like you, don't come and tell me, say, foreigners are taking our resources away.
We will buy.
So all these things, they don't
and
have.
And I hear government also got a stake in the parent company. And we will discuss all of those. You
have not seen anything yet. We will have the whole of November. Wow, we will make it available. Then we can now do a better debate, not critiquing. I want you to discuss issues
based on
sure. Government.
Sure, that's true.
And so they have not read.
I would also need a copy.
So
of
my friend at me on the number, I will send you a message. Ben Boachi.
Yes.
ASEMPA. And I Institute of Economic Affairs. The agreement kind they come back. Near debate.
Okay.
Royalty 10%. When outside Chile. Now we reserve 60,000 tons a year. Mali, Kulamina, almost 1 million. 6% royalty. And yes, and royalty is not sensitive to profit. So let them stop that argument. Get the agreement. Don't rely on the summary, the minister. And then exactly 2 weeks in the Ministry of Mine, minister signed an agreement and then he gave a summary. Work of a summary. And now they criticize it. No.
Very
Go and read it. Minka local content. Minka almighty value addition. Okay, your first power, your kaolin. It is there that first power and kaolin will never be exported. Into Incofoya crowd, Omuko Pesca, no more 1 day wire for salt for near mom incentives, near ceramics, and then I better try for all these things. What are they talking about? They don't even know whether there was first fire there was kaolin there. They don't know the quantity. Yuma, the Amomo project to look at the market size. When they have not read it. So why are people rushing to make an analysis or draw conclusions on something they don't have? We are an era of transparency. I'm the boss of Minerals Commission.
Yes.
The list, I'll put it on our website. Go and read it. Come and do proper debate.
I'll make sure send me a copy from you.
I'll send it to you.
Even before next week.
I'll send it to you.
Yes.
And they should read everything from Aminatu to Zimbabwe. And then now we can do. Absolutely. And then when they are reading it too, they should not be narrow-minded.
Yeah.
Go and look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
Benchmark.
They did for lithium. Yes. Okay. Look at the size of Zimbabwe, the reserves. Look at Mali. Look at DRC. Go and look at South Africa. Look at Namibia. Look at Bolivia, Chile, and Australia.
Very well.
Okay?
Very well.
And you better discuss local content. You better discuss value addition. That's what we want to hear.
Mate.
Don't go and tell, Yanya royalty 10% we are celebrating. Go and read the agreement and come and do proper debate.
Mr. Martin, Ayisi.
Look, I am convinced because you see, I can tell.
Yes.
I mean, who analysis now? I say, this would they have not read it.
They've not read it.
They just listen to ministers or in comfort. They are to YouTube. Okay.
Summary
now here or sign then they went to town. And they made them especially experts,
Okay.
Just place a call. Minerals Commission cannot get a copy of the document. And even the worst part, you cannot read the agreement or the lease in isolation. You also need to read the geological information. Some people have not even seen it. Well, and even the geological terms on the so they should read it and let's do a debate on it. But
very well.
The amendment chart to say this is one of the best deals you can find in the world. That is it.
Would come to that when we finish the conversation. But that's and I am a copy of the lease agreement. So I prepare for next week. Link, no.
And then say, Minerals Commission link in here. Go and read it. You find see Obia. I didn't gonna afford the area. I didn't hear my Shekukuma. I didn't see Obua. Who did see how the parliament to be made available. Into the Bamo be among kind and your property, the Muntum Bunamonia.
Lawyer Martin, Ayisi,
thank you.
And the attendant, can the CEO of the Minerals Commission of Ghana.
A very good team,
see you, we're going to